Hello friend, how are you on this beautiful day? It's Shandy with Expression Fiber Arts. If you've been in the mood lately for a gorgeous cardigan pattern that is sure to become a favorite in your wardrobe, you'll want to stay tuned because I have the most beautiful pattern to show you today. I'm also going to be showing you how easy it is to work German short rows, which is a technique that you're going to find in this pattern. Cardigans are one of my most favorite things to make because you can get so much use out of them. They're perfect for transitioning weather because they're basically like a soft jacket. So you can wear them every day. I really feel that once you've made one, you will be hooked. The beautiful example I will be showing you today is called Sweetgum, and it was designed for you by Jane Vincelis. It's inspired by fall leaves, but would be perfect for any season. Imagine gorgeous icy blues and gray tones for winter, or you could do a vivid, gorgeous red. Or for spring, you could take inspiration from beautiful, soft floral tones, or I think a green gradient would be really cool, just like the grass bursting forth. For summer, there's so many things you could do, like an ocean palette, beautiful aquas like the waves and sky blue with some sand tones. There are so many things to take inspiration from. So the cool thing about this pattern is that you actually marl the colors together. What does that even mean? It means you hold the yarn double and it allows you to create beautiful color shifts. It does double the thickness of the yarn, so even though you're using a sport weight yarn for this pattern, it actually works up pretty quickly. Now, we do have a tutorial already on showing you how to knit our little Lola cowl, which demonstrates the marling technique. So if you would like to learn that, we will put a link below for you. This is a top-down design, and I love top-down cardigans because you can try it on as you go. So you can determine if it's fitting properly before you make the whole thing, which I love. You can also adjust the length. If you want to make it more of a cropped version, you totally can. That would be super cute with dresses. Or you can make a longer version if you prefer more of a jacket-like cardigan. This cardigan was knit mainly in stockinette stitch, and it does have this fun little texture stripe for some added visual interest. It also has a really adorable button band going down the front, which consists mainly of simple yarn overs and cables. So this pattern is really ideal for the adventurous beginner knitter to intermediate. Also, check out the adorable buttons that Jane chose to use. They match the colors in the cardigan. I love that so much. This sweater pattern also has a really fun texture to it because we used our hand-dyed twisted tweed sport weight yarn. And this is a really unique yarn. I get so excited to tell people about it because it is actually two different types of wool that are twisted together and they take the dye differently. So it creates a really unique barber pole striping effect within each strand of the yarn. It also has little neps throughout of plum and brown and gold, so it creates some really beautiful little tweedy, flecky projects. So it has a heartwarming, cozy, rustic kind of feel, while also being very soft and sophisticated. Now, I would love to show you how easy it is to work the German short row method that you're going to find in this pattern. German short rows are a technique that you use in your knitting to create shaping, like this little swatch you see here. You will sometimes find it in sweaters, socks, or any other items where you're trying to create more shape. To work your German short row, you're going to start by knitting up to the stitch that the pattern indicates. I'll just stop here. Now, you're going to stop. You're not going to finish your row. You're going to turn your work. And your yarn should be in the front, which it is. Now you're going to slip one stitch from your left needle to your right needle. And here's the really interesting part. Normally you would never do this in knitting, but you're going to actually pull this up to create two stitches where there was just one. Now go ahead and bring your yarn to the front, and you're going to purl across now to whichever stitch the pattern indicates. And I will just stop here. And we're not going to complete this row because they are short rows. You're going to turn your work and make sure that your yarn is in the front, and then slip one stitch from your left needle to your right needle. And again, you are going to pull that up to create 2 stitches. And it does look a little funkier on this side than it did on the other, but that is correct. Now your yarn is in the back, and you're simply going to knit across your row. And I'm going to show you when you come upon the 2 funky little stitches that you created before. When you come to them, it's super simple. You're just going to knit them together. So insert your right needle into them like so, and just knit those 2 together. That is how easy this technique is. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this row by knitting it. And then I'm going to purl back and show you how to pick up that remaining funny little stitch. If you've tried wrap and turn short rows, you are just going to love this technique as an alternative. It is simpler. I find it much easier and more enjoyable. So when you come to the funky little stitches you created, same thing, insert your needle and purl those 2 together. And then you're free to go ahead and finish the rest of your row. And that is all that there is to working German short rows. And briefly, I'd just like to show you a few other stitches that you will run across in this pattern. You are going to need to know how to work knit through the back loop. In that case, you just insert your needle into the back loop of your next stitch and you knit it like so. When you need to work a knit 2 together through the back loop, that's super fun. Just insert your needle through the back loop of the next 2 stitches and then knit them together like so. When you get to a stitch called a purl through the back loop, your yarn's going to be in the front, and normally you would purl by inserting your needle here, but you're going to bring your needle to the back and you're going to pick up that back leg of that stitch like so, and you're going to purl through that, and that's how you purl through the back loop. And when you get to the stitch called a purl 2 together, your yarn is in the front. You're going to insert your needle into the next 2 stitches like so, and you're just going to purl those 2 together. Super simple. So I hope that this tutorial on German short rows was helpful for you and that you absolutely love this pattern just as much as we do. If you would like to download the PDF, you can get it at expressionfiberarts.com, and we're also going to put the link in the description box for you. While you're there on the site, go ahead and sign up for email updates, and you are going to get free patterns, coupons to the shop, news about our big yarn giveaways, and a whole lot more, so we hope to see you there. Remember today to be your beautiful, shining self, and in doing so, you will help to uplift others with your sparkle and brilliance. Soak up this radiant day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. You'll want to stay tuned because I have the most, maybe, Marl's different yarns. So hold on. Tim's just cracking water jugs over here. Jane also chose to add a little bit of texture interest to the visual stripe. And I will see you next time. Bye for now. Ta-ta. You always wait for me to do